More and more people aren't scrolling through a page of search results to find a business. They are asking an AI assistant instead, ChatGPT or the AI summary Google now puts at the top of the page. And that quietly changes something that matters to you. There is now a layer sitting between your customer and your website, and it is the one deciding whether your name comes up at all. So let me walk you through how that decision gets made in 2026 in plain terms, and what a business can do to be one it recommends. So here's the shift, and it's bigger than it first looks. For years, the game was ranking. Get your page near the top and people would click through to you. Now, the assistant often answers with a sentence or two, or sometimes with a short list of names, and it will recommend a handful of businesses inside that answer, so the person will never see a full page of search results at all. The question isn't just where you come up in a search anymore, it's whether when someone asks AI about what you do, it trusts you enough to recommend you. This is where most businesses are quietly losing ground without realizing it. We design and build websites for a living, and I've spent a fair bit of the last year watching which businesses these assistants put forward and which ones they quietly skip. So how does AI actually choose? It's not pulling names out of the air. It pulls together what it can find and trust about you from across the web. It forms a picture, and there are 3 parts of that picture. I will talk through them one by one. The first is whether it can understand your own site. An assistant reads your website the way a careful but busy reader would. It wants to know plainly who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and where. Take a clear, well-built site. The important things are said in plain language, not buried in clever copy and locked inside images. That kind of site is easier to read and to sum up. And we often see the opposite, a site that looks lovely and never once says in plain words what the business does. A person fills the gaps from the pictures, an AI assistant won't. It can't recommend you for something it was never told, so it moves on to the business that spelled it out. The second part is what other people say about you, and this is the one most businesses underestimate. An assistant doesn't just take your word for it, it's looking for proof from elsewhere. Real reviews, your business turning up in directories and write-ups, other sites mentioning you and your name in places where people in your field gather. And here's what's shifted. Being talked about and reviewed in more places now counts for more than simply having a pile of links pointing at your site. It's the difference between you recommending yourself and other people recommending you. The second one has always been worth more. The AI has just made that bias explicit. The third part is the most encouraging, especially if you're not a household name. Look at where AI pulls its answers from, and roughly 3/4 of the sources it leans on aren't the giant famous websites at all. They are ordinary, smaller sites. That means this isn't a contest only the big brands can win. It is looking for the most relevant, most trustworthy answer to a specific question, and for a lot of questions, that's a focused local or specialized business. So put those 3 together, and the takeaway is a lot calmer than the noise around AI would have you believe. You don't need to bolt anything clever onto your site. You need to be clear, trusted, and you need to be present in more than one place. Clear means your website plainly states what you do and who you help, in words a stranger could understand. Trusted means genuine reviews from real customers. What a lot of people miss is that AI tends to cross-check. It will look at your Google reviews, then see whether that holds up on somewhere like Trustpilot or Facebook or wherever people in your trade leave feedback. So a handful of honest reviews in 2 or 3 of those places does more for you than a big pile sitting on just one, because it's more than one independent source backing you up. And look, I want to be straight with you about one thing. If you're a well-established business that customers already know to ask for by name, this matters less for you than it does for someone trying to get discovered cold. For most businesses though, this is already happening in the background, whether anyone is watching it or not. So there's the short version. AI assistants are answering more and more for your customers, and they recommend you based on what they can find and trust about you across the whole web, not just where you come up in a search. Be clear about what you do, gather real reviews, and turn up in more of the places people already look. None of that's a gimmick. All of it makes you a more trustworthy business to deal with anyway. The technology is new, but what it rewards is old, being worth recommending.